Do you want to grow your cleaning business to $45,000 per month, serving less than 10 clients? I'm going to show you how to do that. But first, play that intro. What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Mike Mack from the janitorialentrepreneur.com, and I help people start, grow, and automate wildly profitable office cleaning businesses. And on this video, I'm going to show you how you can make more money serving less clients. There is a huge benefit to working with a lot less people. We're going to get into all of that. But first, stick around to the very end because I got a little bit of an announcement, something you are definitely going to be interested in. Before we get into the video though, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell because I put out new videos just like this every single week and you're not going to want to miss them. Now that all of that's out of the way, let's get into this week's video. All right, so starting out, when I was doing the franchise life, I was just new to all types of businesses. It was my first business, and I thought more accounts equaled more money. And yeah, I mean, there's some truth to that. Obviously, you want to continue to grow. But what I didn't realize was the more accounts you had, the more places psychologically you had to be on a night-to-night basis, even if you weren't cleaning. Specifically if you weren't cleaning. Obviously, if you were cleaning, you had to physically be there. But when you're not cleaning and you have so many different places to worry about, this can become a huge burden to you. And somewhere along the lines where between me and Jess, where we just realized like, no more. Like we need less people paying us more money, you know? So again, I brought this up before in other videos, but it's like, would you rather have 10 clients paying $100,000 a month? Or would you rather have 100 clients totaling that $100,000 a month, right? So some people have asked me, how do you do that? Well, guess what? This video is the video you've been asking for, and we're gonna get into doing that right now. Let's get into it. Okay, so flat out, how do we get more money serving less people? That is what everyone wants to know. Everyone's always talking about, I mean, there are other people talking about growing your cleaning business and they're telling you to get more accounts, get more clients. Now, yes, that is true. I don't think you ever really want to get to a point where you don't want to get clients anymore, unless you're in a position where you feel like you can't handle anymore, which then that's the case. You need to be automating, but that's a whole other video. Look, the famous quote from this famous poet, more money, more problem, right? That poet is the notorious B.I.G., right? Well, the notorious janitorial entrepreneur says, more accounts equals more problems. Now, again, the idea of having 100 clients and then let's say the company was billing $45,000 a month, that just seems like a nightmare to me because it's fine managing that many clients, but if the money isn't like what it should be, then it becomes too much. Then it's not even worth, you know, like it has to be worth having a nighttime manager and having, you know, customer service people to oversee all of these operations. But if the profits are so small because you're just taking on a million tiny accounts, that could be a big problem. Now, there are people pulling it off and more hats off to you, but I couldn't do it. We were trending that way with our franchise. We were too spread out and I was like, enough is enough. We're too spread out and the profit isn't great. And because of that, with our franchise, we couldn't hire anybody else. We couldn't hire any support, right? So with this business, it's all about increasing value. That's the difference. So while other people are telling you just keep getting more accounts, yes, you should keep getting more accounts. But I want to tell you that it's all about making your current clients' contracts more valuable. Now, how do you do that? So first things first, you have to track, right? You should be tracking all of your numbers. You should be seeing, hey, what is I mean, there's a lot of metrics you need to be tracking, but just for this video, one thing is like, what's the average amount of our monthly clients? When we started, we were the small account king and queens over here. We were getting a lot of the, you know, $500, $700, $800 accounts per month, which starting out, that is nothing to sneeze at. That's fantastic. But you know, as you start scaling a business, those contracts, you know, those are getting the same amount of attention because you are responsible for taking care of them. So they're getting as much attention as our $10,000 a month accounts. Does that make sense? So while I'm not saying you need to throw those accounts out because you got bigger and better fish. That's not at all what I mean. I just mean because your company's becoming a bigger company, you have to look at those accounts and say, okay, what number does it need to be at for it to be, account worthwhile for our company? Maybe we got this company when we first started and that was a great account, and maybe it still is a great account, but where it's positioned, it's hard to get cleaners there, or you don't want to not waste, but you don't want to take one of your aces off of one of your bigger accounts and put it on an account that you could afford to lose, right? So it's like, we don't want to do that. We don't want to, you made a commitment to this potential smaller client, so we don't want to get rid of them, right? So what can we do? Well, I'll tell you right now. It's all about making those contracts bigger. And one of the ways you can do that is by, just doing a yearly, hey, just letting you know, we kind of got to renegotiate the numbers a little bit. The cost of minimum wage is going up, the cost of disinfectants, gloves, just an example, gloves, because of the pandemic, doubled in price. So the gloves we were getting, the nicer gloves were like $15 a box. They're now actually over the 2X mark. Now they're at like $38 a box. So, I mean, these are things, and we make sure that every cleaner has their own box of gloves every month. They shouldn't be in there touching things. This was before COVID, so imagine now, okay? And the cost of masks, all those things you have to factor in. So you can do a rate review and get them to pay more money. But in all reality, what is that really gonna do? That's really just gonna take your $800 client and make it a $930 a month client, right? What I propose instead is to increase the offer. Make the offer as irresistible as possible and for them to upgrade. Give an opportunity to upgrade, right? So let's say you want to take your average volume from 700 to 3,000. And let's say you have 10 $700 a month accounts. Well, how we start getting that number up to 3,000, which is probably a good jump. What we do is we start saying to ourselves, like, okay, what kind of extra services do we feel comfortable offering? Now, if you're a cleaning business, you probably don't want to offer anything like, hey, we'll build you an annex for your school on the side. We're also doing construction. I wouldn't do that. I would stay in the vein of cleaning. So just a couple of ideas and a couple things we offer. Offer carpet cleaning. We offer stripping and waxing. We offer glass cleaning. We offer smaller paint jobs. We didn't start there though, but things like that. Auto scrubbing, just tile and grout work, things like that. Anything you could think of in the cleaning space, typically what my company offers. And so what we'll do is we'll say, okay, this particular account, we'll go in with a game plan. Let's say it's a dentist office and we say like, okay, they got 4 bathrooms, they have carpets, they have outside glass that actually looks pretty bad. These are services they're getting elsewhere, right? So now not only are we gonna increase the value of this customer, but we're also going to be the one call they pick up for anything cleaning and quote unquote maintenance, right? Outside of anything heavy, like plumbing and electric, you probably want to leave that to professionals. But anything cleaning and even a little bit of landscaping, if you felt comfortable doing that. I actually don't offer any landscaping yet, but I can see us growing that division of our business. But again, the point of this video is just to kind of jog that those creative juices and get you thinking yeah, let's start turning these. We don't need to, for right now, we don't need to worry about getting all these extra clients. Let's take our smaller accounts and make them more valuable. And the way you could do that is build in a tile and grout, build in a carpet cleaning quarterly, build in the tile and grout maybe every 6 months, build in an auto scrubbing of the waiting room because it's tile, you do that maybe quarterly. You start building these things. Oh, you know what, how about the glass outside? Every second month we're gonna come in and do all that glass inside and outside. Maybe they have high ceilings and then you have to, you got to get up there and it's not part of services. Maybe you're like, okay, listen, we're gonna get all the way up there, we're gonna get on top of those the pipes or whatever. We're gonna get all that dust out. It's gonna be great for anyone who has allergies here. It's just gonna be fantastic. You put together something like that, and now the contract is like, hey, listen, all of this stuff could get really expensive. But if we start building these things in, this is how you bring that value up. Even without those extra services, other things you could do with the cleaning is say, hey, listen, we were typically only doing the floors. Some places early on, they were like, hey, can you do the floors twice a week? It's like, no. Rather do it 5 days a week to be on top of it. But like things like that, you can increase the amount of times you're doing certain things. Now, not to scare them, not everyone, I don't want to disillusion you, like it's not like everyone is gonna go from 700 to 3,000. That's not your goal. Your goal is to just get them slightly, like push them a little bit further, like egg them on just to go a little bit further. Just say, hey, how about a carpet clean? How about we stay on top of, getting all that dirt and everything out of those carpets? And you start building things like that, and it's like, it's $400 here, it's $300 there, it's, so maybe a more realistic goal is to get them to maybe a $700 client to a $1,500 a month account. These things are very doable, right? I mean, there will be some that will say, yeah, you know what? I don't even know what we were thinking. Yeah, that's great, because we're paying for it anyway. In their mind, doing like all the carpets or whatever, depending on the space, that could be a $4,000 job or a $2,000 job. I'd happily pay you an extra $250 a month or an extra $350, $400 a month, and then quarterly it gets done. And so for you, you think to yourself like, well, I don't know how to do carpets. Yeah, you hire somebody, you hire a carpet whiz, right? And you rent the equipment, and then all it is 4 times a year, you're just paying for the rental, which is pretty inexpensive for a carpet machine, and then you're paying labor, which I recommend $20 to $25 an hour for a skilled worker, like somebody skilled, like carpet cleaning and everything. That's just my view. Cleaners are gold, so take care of your people. That's what I would do for that. But again, these are ways that you can absolutely increase volume, and it's just little by little. So don't get overwhelmed, but I want you to start thinking about it. If you have $200 a month clients, increase the volume, get them to 500. If they're 500, get them to 1,000. If they're 1,000, get them to 2,000. You could totally do that. That is very doable. I've done it plenty of times, okay? That's the reason why most of the little accounts we started with went from little to like a good size that I could actually say like, yes, this is great. I mean, there were some small ones. There was like a couple of like maybe $100 a month, 2 visits per month cleans that when we were just starting out, we were doing it. Those people, unfortunately, we did let go, and we gave them a lot of notice, and we made sure that they found our replacement before we left them. So we ended off on great terms, but it just, hey, we were now becoming a bigger company, and that account really just didn't make sense because of the price and where it was located. All right. I hope all of that made a lot of sense to you. If you have any questions, leave them below this video. This is a little bit different. This is more of a class, I would say this video is, just because, usually I'm giving you just a few tips to kind of like how you could like break something down. This is a little bit more like dense, like just, all right, this is what you could do right away. All right. So I hope you got massive value. I'll be back with another video this week. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, like the video, and let me know what you think by commenting below. I'll see you on the next video. Oh wait, don't I owe you an announcement? You know what? First link in the comments. That'll tell you all you need to know. All right, I'm out. Peace out.